What if I told you that a single drop of crimson ice could freeze the entire world? Welcome back to another classified file. Today, we're diving into one of the Foundation's most terrifying environmental hazards. This is SCP-009, known only as red ice. In the depths of a reinforced containment chamber, suspended in absolute isolation, exists a substance that should not be possible. A frozen liquid that defies the laws of thermodynamics. A crimson crystal that spreads like a virus through water itself. SCP-009 appears deceptively simple. It looks like ordinary ice, except for one detail. It's blood red. And unlike any ice you've ever known, this substance remains frozen at temperatures where water should be liquid. But that's not what makes it dangerous. What makes it dangerous is what happens when it touches water. Picture this. You're holding a container of normal water, room temperature, completely stable. Now imagine a single fragment of SCP-009, no larger than a snowflake, makes contact with that water. Within seconds, the transformation begins. The water doesn't just freeze, it converts. The molecular structure changes entirely, becoming identical to SCP-009 itself. The liquid turns deep crimson, crystallizes instantly, and here's where it gets truly horrifying. It doesn't stop. This new red ice continues the process. Any moisture it contacts becomes more red ice. And that newly converted ice? It spreads further. It's exponential, unstoppable, a chain reaction that feeds on the most abundant compound on our planet. The Foundation's early experiments revealed the nightmare scenario. In controlled tests, a sample the size of a marble, when introduced to a sealed water tank, converted the entire volume within minutes. The red ice didn't melt. It didn't dilute. It consumed. But the implications go deeper. Human bodies are approximately 60% water. Blood, saliva, the moisture in your lungs. Every fluid in your body contains H2O molecules. Now imagine what happens if SCP-009 enters a living organism. The internal documents describe it in clinical terms, but between the lines, you can sense the horror. The subject's blood crystallizes. Their tissues freeze from within. The red spreads through their cardiovascular system like frost creeping across a window pane. Death occurs rapidly, but the body doesn't decay. It becomes a crimson statue, perfectly preserved and still contagious. The environmental threat is even more catastrophic. Earth's surface is 71% ocean. Our atmosphere carries water vapor. Rain, snow, rivers, lakes, groundwater. If SCP-009 ever reached the open ocean or dispersed into a storm system, we're talking about an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. The complete glaciation of Earth's hydrosphere. Every ocean frozen solid with crimson ice. Every rainstorm spreading the contamination further. Every living thing with moisture in its body converted into a red crystalline corpse. This is why the Foundation keeps SCP-009 in a sealed chamber with zero humidity. Why it's never transported. Why even the research staff who study it do so through triple-sealed barriers and maintain strict decontamination protocols. One accident, one breach, one microscopic fragment reaching the outside world. That's all it would take. So what exactly is SCP-009? The scientific team at the Foundation has several theories, none of them comforting. The first hypothesis suggests extraterrestrial origin. Perhaps SCP-009 is matter from another world where water exists in a fundamentally different state, where the laws of chemistry operate under different constants. If it arrived here via meteorite or interdimensional breach, it would explain why it behaves so differently from terrestrial ice. The second theory is more disturbing. Some researchers believe SCP-009 could be the result of a failed experiment, a Cold War-era weapons program that went catastrophically wrong. Imagine scientists trying to create a supercoolant or a novel freezing agent, only to accidentally synthesize something that rewrites the properties of water itself. If this is true, it means humanity created its own potential extinction event. But there's a third possibility that keeps Foundation physicists awake at night. What if SCP-009 represents a different set of physical laws bleeding into our reality? Our universe operates on specific constants. The speed of light, gravitational force, the freezing point of water at 0 degrees Celsius. But quantum physics has long theorized the existence of parallel dimensions where these constants are different, where water might naturally exist as red ice at room temperature. If SCP-009 is a fragment of such a reality, it means our universe isn't as stable as we think. It means there are cracks in the fabric of existence through which fundamentally incompatible physics can seep through. And if one substance can cross over, what else might follow? The Foundation's analysis has revealed something even more unsettling. SCP-009 doesn't just change water chemically. It appears to alter it at a quantum level, restructuring the hydrogen-oxygen bonds into a configuration that shouldn't be stable under our physics. Yet somehow it persists. This suggests SCP-009 isn't bound by our thermodynamic laws. It's imposing different rules on matter it contacts, rewriting reality one molecule at a time. If that's true, then containment isn't just about preventing physical spread. It's about preventing an invasion of incompatible physics that could cascade across our entire world. SCP-009 isn't isolated in the Foundation's catalog of anomalies. It shares disturbing similarities with other objects that challenge our understanding of physics and reality. Consider SCP-1346, another ice-related anomaly that demonstrates impossible thermal properties. Or SCP-093, the red mirror that transports individuals to an alternate Earth where water behaves strangely. These connections suggest a pattern. Multiple anomalies that manipulate or exist outside normal physical laws, particularly those involving state changes and dimensional boundaries. Perhaps most intriguing is the philosophical parallel with SCP-3000, the massive entity in the Bay of Bengal. While completely different in form, both SCP-3000 and SCP-009 represent things that should not exist according to our models of reality, yet undeniably do. Both force us to confront the possibility that our scientific understanding is incomplete. The Foundation's cross-reference database hints at other related anomalies, classified beyond public access. Items that involve reality-altering substances, physics-breaking materials, and objects that seem to originate from elsewhere. The implication is clear. SCP-009 may be just one symptom of a much larger problem. A problem the Foundation is desperately trying to understand before it's too late. Let me be direct with you. Humanity has always been tempted to control what it doesn't understand, to weaponize it, to exploit it. Throughout history, we've unleashed forces we couldn't contain. Nuclear radiation, biological weapons, artificial intelligence. But SCP-009 represents something different, something worse. This isn't a tool we can learn to wield. It's not a force we can harness. It's a fundamental incompatibility with the basic building blocks of our world. Trying to control SCP-009 is like trying to negotiate with entropy itself. The Foundation's prime directive exists for exactly this reason. Some things must be contained, not because we might use them wrong, but because their very existence threatens the stability of reality as we know it. Every time a researcher enters that containment chamber, they're reminded of a simple truth. We are fragile. Our world runs on delicate balances. And there are things in this universe that could unravel everything with terrifying ease. SCP-009 is one of those things. So here's the question that haunts the Foundation's late-night briefings. What if SCP-009 isn't an anomaly at all? What if it's normal for somewhere else? What if we're the anomaly, existing in a pocket of space where water happens to freeze at 0 degrees, where physics happens to work the way we expect? What if our universe is just one fragile configuration among infinite possibilities, and substances like SCP-009 are proof that other configurations are trying to override us? Think about that. Really think about it. Every glass of water you drink, every rainstorm, every ocean wave, all of it exists in a precarious state, one chance encounter away from transforming into something we can't survive. The Foundation keeps SCP-009 locked away. But how many other reality-breaking substances are out there, undiscovered? How many are already seeping into our world through cracks we haven't noticed yet? If you want to learn more about SCP-009, I encourage you to visit the Official SCP Wiki and read the original documentation. Form your own conclusions. Question everything. As for what comes next, well, let's just say that SCP-010 will make you question something even more fundamental than physics. Something you use every single day without thinking twice. Until then, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, the ice is always watching.